Welcome to the DCKAP eSummit, Spring Edition, I guess. So hopefully everyone's doing okay. My name is Tim Deep. I'm the Customer Success Manager at DCKAP. I'll be hosting today. So next, I'd like to welcome up Karthik Chidambaram. He's the founder and CEO of DCKAP. He bootstrapped the company from his small apartment in Chicago, Illinois. DCKAP was started with 2 people, 2 computers, and 2 desks, and is now a global team with headquarters in the greater Austin area. He reckons industry setbacks and renders solid and practical solutions to organizations. Karthik holds a master's degree in computer engineering from Illinois Institute of Technology, Chicago. So he'll be talking today and doing the opening note for DCKAP eSummit. So Karthik, I'd like to welcome you to the stage.
All right, welcome, good morning, bonjour, and buenos dias. Welcome to the 3rd edition of the DCKAP eSummit. Thank you for joining us from across the globe. We wanted to do this in person, but here we are. I hope you and your families are doing well and staying safe, wearing masks and maintaining social distancing. While in the US, things appear to be getting in order, in countries like India, we have a long way to go. Thanks for the great solidarity, and thank you for your support, and our prayers are with everyone across the globe. Thank you again for joining the DCKAP eSummit, and welcome. We would like to begin by thanking our sponsors, our returning sponsors, Avalara, who's our platinum sponsor. Thank you so much, Avalara. Thank you for solving complex tax problems and making things look simple. Thanks to our gold sponsors, Nexus. Whenever we have an infrastructure or a hosting problem, we go to Nexus. Thank you for your sponsorship, and thanks to APS Payments for making payments look simple. And enjoyed your Lunch Bites session last month. And thanks to our silver sponsor, Dot Digital, who helped with marketing automation. Content is king, and we have heard this multiple times. I remember my mom using the typewriter to type and send content by mail. Times have changed, and we use content in different forms, and we consume content in different forms. And distribution is also a very, very important constituent for getting your content across. A great content with poor distribution may not be so interesting. And on similar lines, even a moderately well-written content or okay content with great distribution may make you look like a great writer. So there are various distribution channels which we use today, and we also consume content today. Let me walk you through a user journey. I was looking for a room divider to divide my room. And one of the first things I did, like everyone else, is go to Google and search for a room divider. I also thought, why don't I make the process even more simpler, or why should I even spend a lot of money? Let me be frugal, and why don't I create my own room divider? And I decided to venture to YouTube. And I searched for how to make your own room divider. Again, this is nothing fancy, something simple, which everybody does. You go to YouTube and you search for videos to learn on how to make things. And let me play this video I found for about 30 seconds or 1 minute. Let me just play this clip.
Then to finish it off, I'll be using the Emboya Fired Earth Woodworks. It's perfect for this job. It's a stain and sealer in one, and it dries nice and quick. Let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is drill our pocket holes on each side of our 500mm pieces, and I'll put 2 pocket holes on each side. Then adjust your jig to 12mm and drill some pocket holes around the panels. 3 holes on the long sides and 2 on the short will be plenty. Now before we start assembling, it's a good idea to cut the wallpaper for later, and that's because we're using the panel as a stencil to cut it to size. So 4 sheets per divider panel, and that's 12 in total. Now let's start assembling. Starting at the top, we can clamp our joints and fasten the top crosspiece to the top of each leg using the 32mm screws. And remember to use wood glue in all your joints for extra strength. Now I can slide in my panel, and I'm using a 6mm piece of offcut just to get my spacing right.
Well, let me stop here. And I think we know how to make a room divider by watching this video. But one thing I did after watching this video is I did not just go and immediately place an order. I saved this video link on my Evernote app. So what is my user journey here as a B2C, business to consumer user? I've saved this how to make your own room divider video on my Evernote. And whenever I'm ready to make a purchase or whenever I'm ready to make that decision, I will go back to Evernote, find that video link, watch it again, and maybe order from this company the components required to make a room divider, or I might hire someone or decide to do it myself. Well, this is nothing uncommon, and all of us do this. And how does this user journey tie into B2B? And again, this is a form of content, and it creates a lot of brand value for this company here. So let's compare a B2B user journey. So what happens here? So we have to trigger, right? So there needs to be a reason to make a purchase on the B2B side of things. And then you do initial brand consideration. You look at 10 or 15 brands. And then you do active evaluation where you narrow it down to 2 or 3 brands and decide to make a purchase. And you make the purchase decision to buy this particular product from this particular B2B distributor. What happens next? Once you make the purchase, the experience becomes very, very critical. As a B2B distributor, you want to make sure you provide a low effort experience to your customers. And based on the experience one gets, you either go back or you decide to drop off and you become out of market. So, and again, this chain and this cycle keeps continuing. So as you can see here, it is important to provide a consistently low effort experience to your customers. Let's watch a real scenario. Oxygen concentrators are in big demand today, especially in India. And a lot of charity organizations are shipping oxygen concentrators from the US to India today, which is of big need. We feel privileged and fortunate to be working with Direct Supply, one of our customers, a large distributor of oxygen concentrators, a Lindy company. One thing we found last week when we were trying to make some ends meet is one of the first questions a lot of people ordering oxygen concentrators in the US were asking is, hey, can I see the product specs? Can I see the weight? I want to see the dimensions, so that's going to help me with the shipping. Well, Direct Supply had everything listed on their website, as you can see on the product details page. And then they also had a link to the specifications document, which you can download as a PDF and go over each and every specification or share it with the doctors to ensure that this is what India needs. Well, this goes a long way, and it also creates the trust, and it also helps the brand direct supply. And again, these are ordered in bulk, and as a B2B distributor, orders like this are of significant importance, and it is very important that you take care of content in this part of the user journey. So this is why we are excited with FlexiPen, a flexible product information management tool. And it is very important for you to invest on your content, and FlexiPen helps you distribute content into multiple channels like your ERP or your e-commerce channel, or into your YouTube, Walmart, Amazon, or 3M. We were chatting with a customer last week, showing a demo of the FlexiPen product. And post the demo, we were curious to hear the customer feedback. And the customer started talking about Salsify. And we were like, what's the customer going to say? And the customer said, hey, in my previous org, I used Salsify, and it took me a lot of time to learn the product. But your product is so simple, and I am able to start using it right away. Thank you so much for that great feedback, and it means a lot. And we will work hard to make FlexiPen even simpler, and we are excited about what we have in store with FlexiPen. Investing on integrated experiences, Chorus, Cloud Rapid Automation System. In order for you to earn the customer trust and ensure you have a returning customer, you have to provide a consistently low effort experience. This is why we are excited about Chorus, and it helps integrate multiple systems. You can integrate your e-commerce channels like BigCommerce or Magento or Shopify with your ERP like a Profit21 or an Eclipse or an SAP or an Oracle. Or it can also integrate with your marketing automation platforms like a HubSpot or even Salesforce. So listen to what a customer has to say about the Chorus product. And we are very thankful to Ryan Van Hooser with Marysville Marin. Let me play a clip from Ryan.
It did really come down to DCKAP and one other company who also had high grades on all of these issues. I mean, they also had certifications and could do the integration, had similar customers. But one thing that really, beyond all of this, that made DCKAP stand out was this piece of software called Chorus, which I do feel is a game-changing piece of middleware that we're using to connect Magento with Profit21.
Thank you, Ryan. That means a lot. And investing on learning. If there's one thing we would recommend all distributors to do, is to make a continuous investment on your employees in terms of their learning so that they're able to better serve their customers. One of the things we launched in the last 12 months is the QA Masterclass, an initiative by our QA Touch product and the team. The Masterclass has great content in terms of how to master quality assurance testing, testing automation, how to write test cases from experts across the globe and across the world. And we have great viewership with respect to the QA Masterclass. Another thing we did was the DCKAP e-sessions, which not only provides customer experiences, but also talks about how to transform through your digital transformation journeys and how to better your e-commerce for your B2B and even B2C. A lot of universities are also offering some great courses online. We are very thankful to the continuing studies program at Stanford. And you'll be surprised to find out that the courses are not very expensive. And again, there are also a lot of free tools for learning like LinkedIn and YouTube and Coursera. So we highly encourage you to make use of these available resources and upskill so we are able to better serve our customers. And if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. At DCKAP, we believe in reading, and we believe readers are leaders. Here is a great book recommendation, or a very good book, which we really enjoyed reading as a team, The Ride of a Lifetime by Bob Iger. Bob started with Disney right from the scratch, worked for about 30 years, and went on to become the CEO of Disney. A great and inspirational story, and it is very, very relevant to B2B distributors because a lot of distributors tend to work in the same company for a long periods of time. And Bob's story is a great inspiration on how somebody who starts from the bottom goes on to become the CEO of Disney. And I'm sure we can take a lesson or two reading this book. Well, at DCKAP, we don't refer us as a company. We refer us as a community, or we call DCKAP as an ecosystem. That's a picture we took when the entire DCKAP community or the ecosystem got together at Los Angeles in 2019. We can't wait to do this again and see you all. If you're not a part of the ecosystem, or if you're not a part of the DCKAP community, we welcome you to join the DCKAP community and the DCKAP ecosystem. And we are a hub for learning where we want to benefit and leverage each other's friendship and relationship. We have an exciting day ahead, and an event is only as good as its speakers. We are very thankful that we have an amazing lineup of speakers. We have Bharani Nagaratnam, who's going to be speaking on digital transformation and how to align your sales, business development, and marketing teams through the digital transformation journey. Bharani, we are very thankful that you are here going to be speaking today. Bharani is a professor at the Texas A&M University, and he's also an associate director there. We are also thankful that Brandon Hagan with the Affiliated Distributor Network, AD, is going to be speaking on the end user first. The end user or the customer is always first. We also have Dave Ben, along with Atish Venkalia, who's going to be talking about what are the first steps one needs to take through the digital transformation journey. Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Atish. I'm looking forward to your wisdom. We have Matt Johnson with the STEC Group, who's going to be talking about the e-commerce wheel of growth with respect to B2B and the B2B e-commerce journey. We have Evan Wright with Avalara, who's going to be talking about the cross-border tax compliance, and cross-border trade is going to be the new norm already. It's a new norm already, or it's going to be the new norm in the near future. Thanks, Evan. We are really looking forward to your session. And we also have Gary Smith, who's going to be talking about direct-to-consumer opportunities for original equipment manufacturers. Gary is with Nexus. Thank you, Gary. And we are going to also have Kim and Hillary, who are going to be giving us some tips to supercharge our B2B e-commerce. And we have Laurie Matter with St. Gobain, who's going to be talking about the future of women in the industrial distribution and manufacturing. And we have our very own Tim Deep, who's the master of ceremony for this event. Thank you to the great speakers we have here today, and stay tuned for an exciting day ahead. Thank you again for joining the DCKAP eSummit. We are grateful that you're able to join from across the globe to this event. We are also looking forward to meet you in person very soon. We can't wait. Thank you again for coming. Nandri, thank you.